Hi everybody. So today we are going to do a how to take measurements video. This is going to be sent out to all of my customers from now on. So if you order something from me, expect to get at least one, if not 2 or 3 parts of this video. So come along. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a measuring tape. You can pick these up pretty much anywhere that sells any kind of craft supplies. Like, you can even get them at some, like, really cheap dollar stores, like the $1.25 store. Also, all the way up through, your big expensive craft places. They're not expensive. They usually run maybe $1 or $2, depending on where you're getting it from. And they're going to be a soft measuring tape, like it moves, and it usually will have metal tips on either end. It's gonna have inches on one side and then inches and centimeters on the other, or maybe just centimeters. It depends on the tape you get. But this is what we use to take the measurements with. So no matter what part of the body you're going to be measuring, you're going to need one of these. Alright, so this is my dress form darling, and she is going to help us show how to do body measurements. Please excuse the yukata and everything that's basically falling off of her at this point. I'm just using it kind of as a reference point. So, the big three measurements that everybody talks about are the bust, the waist, and the hips. So we're gonna start off with the bust. Now this would be going underneath the arms. Basically, you're gonna go right underneath the arm, across the widest part of the breast, or the chest, pectoral, whatever. And that ends up being right there at 39.5 inches. Then to do the waist, you just drop it down. Now, for the natural waist, just to show you, the natural waist is where you bend at the side. So, like, for me, that is right there. And that's right at the top of my hip. And it runs right along there. So that is how you find your natural waist, is where you bend at the side. So usually it is where your body tapers down to. So like I can feel where her waist is supposed to be. And again, we're just going from the middle piece. And that ends up being about 34.5 inches around. And finally, to do the waist, the hips, you're going to go over the, it's stuck. You're going to go over the buttocks and the hips, and you're kind of hitting all of those wide points. So make sure you're in the same place all the way around, that you've hit it across the behind. And this ends up being right there at about 40 inches. So that's your big three. Now, the next one, I didn't cover with the wig head, but that's going to be neck length. So we're going to say the hair stops right here. This is the nape of the neck, and this is where the neck meets the body. So to do the length of your neck, you're literally just going from here to here, which in this case is about 4 inches. All right, great. One of the other ones, since we have her turned all around this way, is going to be from shoulder to shoulder. Now, from shoulder to shoulder, you're usually going from right where your shoulder ends, right there, from one side to the other across the back. So in this case, it's going to be 15.5 inches. And so you can see, because I have a regular kind of shirt on here, if you're wearing a normal t-shirt that like hits where it's supposed to be, this seam is, when you're measuring shoulder to shoulder, it's going to be from this seam all the way across your back to that same seam on the other side. Alrighty. Now, one of the other ones that, especially for my larger chested customers or ones that are ordering something a little more fitted, we need what is called an underbust. So that is going to be directly beneath the breast, or beneath the pectoral. And this just gives us a better idea of the measurement of the rib cage around that area. So again, it's the end of the metal piece lined up, so that's 34 inches for the underbust on this one. Now, of course, the last full body would be full height, and I take that in normal, feet and inches. Don't worry about trying to figure out, oh, that's so many inches. Don't worry about it. Of course, if you don't know how tall exactly you are, one of the things I honestly recommend is back yourself up to a door frame, and either with a ruler or a friend with a ruler or something like that, something long and flat that you can slide across the top of your head, so that it hits perfectly from the top of your head to the wall behind you. Make the mark there, measure the mark. That's the easiest way I do. So, yeah, that's how you do your body measurements. Alright, and the one last measurement is going to be from the shoulders to the waist. So again, that's going to be where your body bends naturally, and you're just going to follow that line along to your back, and you're going to go from right where the shoulders start and the neck ends, straight along the back to the waist, which in this case is going to be about 17 inches. Okay, so now I have an actual model who is going to help me show you how to measure the arm. So to do that one, again, when we're talking about going from the shoulder, it's right where the shoulder starts. So again, if you're wearing something that's properly fitted, that seam is going to hit right there. So again, you can use a normal shirt that'll help. You take the metal edge, line it up, and you're just going to run along the top of the arm. But make sure, like, if they're bending it, that you're following that. And usually I go down to the wrist, right where it bends. And so for us, that's about 18.5 inches. Now, again, if you're going to, with arms, probably going to need the measurement around the upper arm, which in this case is about 10 inches. You see where it lines up with that. Elbow is the exact same thing. Bend your elbow for me, please. All right. Make sure you have the actual elbow. And like hers is about 9 inches. Again, same thing with the forearm. Because the forearm tapers, typically what I'm talking about, I want where the forearm is about the widest. So a little shy of 9 inches there. So that's how we do the arm. All right, and of course, if you're doing an elbow to wrist, you're going from where the elbow bends. And if you want to do it on the outside, if you want to do it on the inside, it doesn't matter. As long as you're going from the bend up the arm to bend your wrist, to the bend in the wrist. So again, there's about 9 inches on her. In case you need, just the elbow to wrist, or if you just needed the shoulder to elbow, same thing. Okay, so we're going to keep using her just for a second here. We're going to pretend she has legs underneath this yukata here. I'm just going to go from there. Alright, so one of the other ones that I may end up needing is to do from the waist to the knee. So again, that's where your body naturally bends to the side, and you're going to go from the outside edge down over the hip to the top of the knee, and we're just going to guess that's about here. Normally you would go to the actual top of the knee, but she doesn't have legs, so that's about 15.5 inches. Now your next one is going to be from knee to ankle. So again, you're going to go from the top of the knee along the outside to the ankle. Now when I'm talking about the ankle, I am talking about basically right above here to this area here. That is what I'm considering the ankle. So from knee to ankle, again, just along the outside. Measuring the width of different parts of your leg is super simple. I'm going to show you on the calf because it's one of the ones, one of the parts that, the size differentiates a lot. So basically, when you're measuring your calf, you're wanting to find the widest point, and you're going to measure all the way around that. So please excuse me, I'm using my hand to hold the camera this time, so I have to do this with just my other hand. So you're just going to wrap it around that part of your leg. Line that up with the metal piece, and we're looking at 18 inches. And that's going to be true if you go to measure around your thigh. You want the widest part of your thigh. If you're measuring your knee, your ankle, it's all the same. So, yeah. Alright, so that's how we take all of the measurements. If you have any questions or didn't understand how I did a certain part, or the video's crap and you couldn't see it, that's entirely possible. Then please message me, let me know. I can either type it out and explain it or make you a new video. I'm more than happy to do that. So yeah, just let me know. Thank you so much for choosing Tenchi Bery Enterprises, and y'all have a great day.